hey, I just have to grin and bear it. So today's a fun day because we have the fencing contractors arriving, and I've got a major job that needs to be done. I've got to fence off this driveway to keep the cattle from coming on the road, so the guests can drive down without being, bothered by the cattle. But they can also walk along the road too without being bothered by them, so that, to enable them to access the bushwalks and so forth. So before we mark that out, we need to get the posse track out. You can see I've already made a start on that. Some of the hills are quite steep, so it is my preferred machine. So I'll just run that along the fences, or I should say the fence line. Then we'll mark that out with the contractors. I have to show them where I want some gates, and yeah, we'll get into it. We have a lot to do. It's probably a 3 to 4 week project, so I'll have plenty to show you along the way. There are places, of course, where I can't get any machine, so we just got to do it by hand. I just like to clean up the line just to make it easier for the fencing contractors. They didn't ask us to do this, but if I was in their position, I'd want it pretty tidy. Maybe 240. But your steps aren't going to be that anyway. These small excavators are always handy, but they're particularly useful on slopes like these where you can't get a tractor. They have to bore holes for the big round posts, but for the split posts they have to tip them so they can more easily drive them using the rammer on the excavator. give us access from the road to the paddock, we had to fill this trench first. So we brought in about 6 cubic meters of decomposed granite that we had in storage out the back. Well, that's pretty flat now. We're going to put a gate. Here and a gate there. So the idea is I can swing both. The gates are hinged off this post and this one over here, and we can swing these back, and cattle can move from that paddock to that paddock because there's going to be a fence going straight up there. So the plan is you want to put a gate in here. This is a gate purely for machines, because we like to have the other gates for the cattle, that is, you know, closer to the corner, so you can sort of herd the cows through those gates and utilize the fences as wedges, I guess, to push them through. But anyway, this is just a gate into that paddock, because one day I want to split this and run a fence up into that tree line to my back boundary. It won't come from here, it'll have to be another point, because I like to keep the fences on the ridge line, so the cattle, because they tend to walk on the fences, they can always walk on the ridge lines and there'll be less erosion. I hope you can hear me over the noise of the machines doing the fencing. I just wanted to point this out. When we applied for the material change of use so we can put cabins here, Council gave us about 38 conditions we had to meet. We're working through that list, and why it's taking way longer than we anticipated. But this is one of the conditions, is we have to provide turnarounds for trucks. So here at the end of this little road, I have to get a machine in, take the top of this off because it has to be relatively flat, and we've got to have it's like a Y shape. The truck's got to go in there, reverse back, and then head back down the road. My frustration is, when would I need trucks coming up here? I've no reason to have trucks. It's not like I got garbage trucks coming or anything, but I still got to do that. So I'm not going to get much change out of probably $10,000 just to meet part of that one condition, being this spot here. There's other places I have to do it, and it's very frustrating. It's very hard on the wallet. Sort of applying conditions that you might see in a more of an urban area rather than a rural setting, but hey, I just have to grin and bear it. I'm really happy with how this fence is turning out. It's a rural fence that will surround, I guess secure both sides of the road, so you can drive down here and the cattle won't be on the road. No poop on the road, which I can imagine there's a lot of guests Would appreciate that. But this is really looking good. And this is I'm standing on the position of cabin number 2, and look at the aspect you get. We're looking, the sun is the northern aspect is sort of behind me. I guess my back's facing northeast, so I'm facing southwest here. So you get the dam, the main dam to my right. You got the big shed, the main shed with the windmill isn't currently facing us with the wind, but you can see the windmill there. And you look down the lines of the orchard, so it's just it's just spectacular. Looks great. The vice makes it easy, eh? I can't do it without a vice. It's moving around on me.
This chain's pretty buggered.
You'd have to do this a couple of times a day, surely.
Yeah, every fuel tank.
Oh, okay.
Much. Depends how late we're in.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got to push on and blunt the saw even more.
Gee, you're super careful about that angle. I'm less careful now. I know I'll be more careful.
Yeah, if you don't don't get the angle right on both sides, your chain's going to detour.
Yeah,
and that's when you'll start having dramas, especially cutting through those big rounds.
So that's the tooth that does the cutting, right?
That's right, yeah.
That little one there. And this one here, you got to keep that lower or something?
Yeah, so I'll show you in a second. So you sort of go around your saw. And then comes a depth gauge.
Oh, okay. No, don't have one of them.
And you put that on there, and you see there's a high spot there.
So you keep it down. Yeah, right.
And that's it.
Yeah,
So as that
I just go by feel. I didn't know you could buy a gauge for it. That's very handy.
So as that goes down,
yes, that comes down. That has to come down too.
Yeah. And if you go too hard on that, then you'll sort of start kicking.
If you go down too low.
Yeah, so it's an anti-kick. So if you go down too far, you'll start, which is good for ripping timber.
Yeah.
So if you're just cutting straight posts and stuff like that, that's fine. But otherwise,
yeah, right.
Yeah, you sort of keep it at the factory sort of height.
Yeah, right. I have to get one of them. Oh, really? Where? Where is he?
Can't get out. On the other side of the black. About a metre or 2 up. I've lost him, but he was there.
In the long grass then?
Yeah, he's still at the base of the grass. He's in the water.
No, I can't see anything.
Let's just listen, see if we can. Let's just listen, see if we can hear him.
There, no, yeah, there he is. Oh, he was already out. Now we just scared him in.
Yeah, once he gets out of those reeds, he might be freer to swim.
He got in on the other side, so he might be able to get out on the other side.
Come on, buddy. Should we go grab the kayak? Come on, get out into the open water.
What even if we did, he might scare him like we have, and he'll go on the other side. He got in on
work his
over
way
there.
through them reeds, but he might. At least he won't have to get to the
Well, he got through this, but he might be lacking a bit of energy right now. Didn't know wallabies could dog paddle. He's going the wrong way, see? He won't go to the edge. He's just going along the edge of it. Now he's going. Now he's right. It's heading the right direction. Keep going, bud. Wrong way. He's right now. He's straightened up. Yes. There he is. There he is. You can just see him over there. Yeah, he's in the grass. He's good. There he goes. Happy ending. More dramas. Always dramas. There's always something happening. Just look how much water is coming out of this hill here. It's running, there's a couple of car tracks here, but it's just, you can see it just running out that hill, right down there, filling up this. This all goes into our dam, which is currently overflowing and has been for a few months now. So what you're saying, and just take a...
So yeah, you get the round file,
Yeah.
and just give it a bit of a flex. Take up that inside edge a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And then get the flatty. Same kind of thing, bit of a flex in the file, just so you don't overdo it. Take up the top edge. And then, just to help it clear a bit, to help it clear out the swarf,
Yes.
just bring up that outside edge too. So you don't want it being bigger than the rest of the auger.
That is cool. I've never seen it done.
Yeah. So,
And that'll keep you going for another, what?
oh, I like to
100 posts.
yeah, a day.
Yeah,
Probably,
right.
yeah.
Oh,
Ideally,
so 200
touch it up
posts.
once a day. Yeah.
You do about 170 posts a day there?
Oh man.
I thought he said he does 170 metres a day, but he might be talking about putting
No,
them in.
be posts. Yeah. It's kind of probably more than that actually. Yeah. 130 meters out of a tank of fuel, typically.
Yeah.
and probably go through 3 tanks. Thankfully it's not all boring all day, otherwise we'd be wrecked physically.
Yeah. While all this fencing's been going on, Ross and I have to get ready for the construction of the cabins, and one thing we have to do is run cable in trenches all the way back to the power room, which is in the shed. So we slashed this yesterday and we measured it's 260 meters, I think maybe 270 meters to this point, all the way back to the power room. So we got to put that much cable underground to here, and then over to cabin number 1, which is to the left of me, shoot another 60 meters to there. So yeah, it won't be too long, probably in a month's time we'll be putting in a lot of cable, digging trenches. A little bit swampy down there, as you might be able to tell, and we'll just hope this rain goes away. I've had enough. It's good to film it for YouTube, but it's also good to see how differently you do it from us.
Yeah, I know.
It's more or less the same, I'd suspect.
Most of the things we're the same. There's a little bit of variance, I think. And everyone will have their preference.
Yeah.
Some of the guys like to have the chain in hand already.
Yeah.
Prepped. But one of the main things is just making sure that chain comes out straight. So there's no bends in the chain.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when it gets tight,
Yeah.
the chain's twisting and kind of caught out.
That's getting nice and tension here.
So it's relatively tight.
Yeah. Beautiful. How good is that? Just gotta put a chain there and it's all done. Looks smicko. While it's not a requirement by the council to put these barriers up on either side of the road, we've decided to add posts and rails just to prevent people from, I don't know how they could, but maybe accidentally driving off the road. And they just look great. It looks very farm-like. So this particular area is going to be really nice. As you drive out of the property, it's just going to frame that view in the distance. The rails will make your eyes go out, you know, the 4 or 5 kilometres it is there to that view. It's going to look magnificent. Ross and I were considering building the post and rail barriers ourselves, but when we did the calculations of our time, the cost of purchasing the materials versus using the contractors to do it, there really wasn't that much difference. So at the end of the day, we thought, let's get the professionals to do it. And as you can see by, again, the workmanship, it's just outstanding. So these guys have been really great. Yeah, I'd highly recommend them to anyone in the local area.
Painting. I can do it with a gun.
Looking good. Many thanks to Tag Rural Fencing.